All right, my little chimpy, let's flatten that shit out. You're feeling nervous, aren't you, boy? With your quiet voice and impeccable style. Don't ever let them steal your joy and your gentle ways to keep things running wild. They can kick dirt in your face, dress you down and tell you that your place is in the middle when they hate the way you shine. I see you tugging on your shirt, trying to hide inside of it, hide how much it hurts. Let them laugh while they can. Let them spin, let them stagger in the wind. I've been to the movies, I've seen how it ends, and the jokes on them. Yeah, that was a good old action. Champy likes that Brandy Carlisle. Them minor chords. He loves them. And then the... Oh, so good, right, Champy? Major. Minor seventh. Come on. Silver Fox. Hey everyone, this seems like a cool place to hang out. Why not? Why not hang out? We got singing dogs. We got soapboxes. I think I'm good with the soapboxes for 2 days. I think we'll play with some stuff tonight. But if anyone wants to wax philosophic, I'm happy to do that too. Well, what does he do here? Is he playing guitar? I thought we were talking about artificial intelligence. Are we going to learn about machine learning? I want to learn about embeddings. What is the mathematical, theoretical fundamentals of machine learning? That's why I'm here. Champy, I know, right? Sometimes you just gotta get loud. You gotta get jiggy with it. You just gotta go. You just gotta go. So, we might talk about the theoretical mathematical underpinnings of AI, but probably not, because I don't know shit about that. But if you want to figure out what this AI stuff is, why it's a big deal, how's it going to affect all of our lives, I have no fucking clue, but I know it's going to. And if you want to... You can make money with Chat GPT! We can talk about that. I can show you cool stuff. I can answer questions. So what my request would be... I think that was Kevin Vasquez, reached level 19. Very impressive. I can't wait till somebody trains an AI to translate animals. I know. Seriously, David 333. We're not that far from that. I mean, you know that, right? Like if you're paying attention to this AI stuff, the way the way the transformer works, the way they can basically just do this shit with any data. And so once they can sort of crack the code, they're going to be able to crack the code. It's going to be amazing. So if you would, share the live. Hey, Sherry D. Lori, good evening. Dr. Bod, good to see you. David, I'm looking forward to it. Has anybody given it a large data model of just animal noises? I would assume so. So the thing about the transformer and all these tools is that they've been out for a lot of years. Like the transformer was invented in 2017 by Google, and OpenAI was one of the companies that recognized, oh, we should throw as much data and compute power at this as we can. And so they sort of went down the route of, let's get as much of the public internet as we can and dump that in this thing. And so I would imagine that there's researchers doing it. Yes, I don't know of any specific projects. But they're doing things now that are, in the neighborhood where, they're reading brain scans, fMRIs of people watching videos and recreating the videos or recreating the images that they've looked at, or allowing them to walk again. There's a paraplegic guy in Italy where they scanned his brain and told him to think about moving his legs, and then they Bluetoothed it around his injury into electrodes at the base of his spine. And now he's walking. It's like, fuck. So it's all just different. It's all pattern recognition, right? So I would think in the next 2-3 years, and we'll probably see, something remarkable in the we can talk to animals, the Dr. Dolittle thing. The Dr. Dolittle AI. We'll probably see something sooner than later where someone does something remarkable. I normally don't get to just strum chords like this. He normally is singing up a storm. Oh. In a westerly direction, this car is my train. I've been driving, I've been wondering. Homeschool mom watching for how to work together as a fam on creative projects. Cool. Books, illustrations. Awesome, Reva James. So tonight will be fun for you. Here was the idea I had. So I'm going to talk about this thing called the AI Salon, which is really kind of the community extension of this channel, or this channel's an extension of that. And in it is this list of all these tools that you can play with, that are recommended. That it's a list that I curate personally, and you're like, well, who are you? What are your qualifications? I don't know if you knew this, Mr. Shannon, but I'm a homeschooling professor, and I would really like to know your credentials and your qualifications. I have none, but I have been playing with these tools pretty hot and heavy for about 2 years. And so one of my pet peeves is shitty, janky software. And all of these tools right now are shitty, janky software. But the list that I maintain is at least stuff that I think is important and is not going to be a waste of your time. And so what I thought I'd do tonight, rather than do a deep dive on any single tool, what I thought might be cool is just kind of go down through the list and do one cool thing from, tools that I think are interesting. And so there'll be some image ones in there. There'll be some video ones in there. We'll do some music. We'll write some songs. We'll have AI write songs, where you don't have to learn how to play guitar to write a song. For those of us that are kind of hack musicians that are just not really that good at it, but we like it, this AI stuff is going to allow us to do some cool things, I do think. Chat GPT told me "Knock Knock Knocking on Heaven's Door" is a good first song to play on guitar with instructions. That's cool. Sitting in this lonely town, wonder when things are gonna change. Dreaming my life away. Seems these dreams have turned to a bunch of dust clouds. Getting my nerve up, but my past is pulling me down. Wondering how long this black sheep gonna stick around. Somebody told me once before, he said, you can never go home again. Won't you leave? Saying a thing just to steer me away, yeah, from the truth of who I am and what I believe. So I thanked him for his 2 cents with a handshake and some sympathy, yeah. Packed up my blue jeans, headed for this big price of my freedom. Bye-bye, black sheep, to the black sheep of the family. Bye-bye, oh, that means so very much to me, yeah. Bye-bye, black sheep, to my friends and my family. Bye-bye, going off and set my soul, set it free. All right, enough torturing y'all. I like singing. I started a band once called Thin the Herd. Now you know why. The numbers are just dropping. Old man singing poorly. Let's go. Let's get on out of here. All right. Oh. By the way, that was Martin Sexton, if you don't know that song. Black Sheep. Black, black, black sheep. Keep singing. Yeah, exactly. I enjoy it. All right. Oh, Kyle Shannon, you have to join me in my Sunday song sessions. Yeah, we should do that, Corey. That's awesome. It'll give me an excuse to learn some new songs, at least. What did I learned one the other day. What did I learn? Oh, the new the Billie Eilish song from the Barbie movie. She's gonna win an Oscar for that. Man, that woman is just something. One of the things that I really dig about Billie Eilish is there's something so unassuming about the music and the songwriting. It's produced really well. Her brother produces it really well. But it's so like it is so like it was recorded in a bedroom because it was recorded in a bedroom, right? And yet there was something about it that it was just so different, and it just captured everyone's imagination, and it completely took off. And it like broke all the norms, right? It broke all of, here's how you get a song into the marketplace, here's how you know get it going, and then the two of them sweep the Grammys, like just nuts. And it's like I feel like there's a lot of hand wringing about AI, like what's gonna, if these tools just make all this content, then it's just all gonna be shitty content. No, it won't, because whether it's someone sitting in their bedroom with Logic Pro, or it's someone using an AI tool, or it's someone using a stupid ukulele to write a song that no one's heard before, like there's still gonna be people that twist and bend the tools in a way that just creates something completely unique. I don't know. Have you ever seen the video with Pharrell Williams when he discovers Maggie Rogers? Where so Pharrell Williams comes into an NYU like master class and just listens to all the students' songs, and then he listens to Maggie Rogers' song, and you can just see his face. He's like, he has a Kevin McAllister moment, right? He's like, and the song ends, and he has, I have zero notes for you, because what you did, people can love it, they might hate it, but they can't deny that it is what it is, and there's nothing else like it. And so I don't think that goes away when our tools get more sophisticated. We're still human beings. And someone's going to do something with AI that's going to absolutely fucking move people. And then someone's going to do something with just a guitar and no AI that's absolutely going to move people. And those two artists are going to coexist in the same world. And Shangri-La, there will be fireworks and dancing llamas for as far as the eye can see. Everything will be fine with the world. So there's a lot of consternation about how AI is going to ruin everything. And it's not, because humans are still in the mix. Sherry D, changing my career on that bet we're going to have more music and beautiful creations on their way. Yeah, exactly. And listen, the fact that that we're in a world right now, Sherry D, where you can just say, you know what? I think I'm going to try and change my career. I'm going to lean into this thing. And I'm going to get good at this when no one else even knows what it is. So that by the time this stuff gets really good, I'm going to be flipping masterful at it. Like, I think that's a good plan. Why not? I think it's fucking awesome. All right. So, what are we going to do here tonight? So, if you're new here, my name's Kyle Shannon. This is the AI Learning Lab. We do things different around here. I don't know whatever. Doesn't matter. It's one of the nicknames for the channel is Chat ADD. Not because that was a clever name, but because I occasionally finish a sentence. Yes, I'm drinking coffee at night. My GPT Imaginarium has made some stunning stories. Very cool. Did you get a haircut? No, I just wet it. I just did shit with it. I need a haircut really bad. It's just, if I turn around, you'll see it's just some mangled mess back there, I would think. But I'll get a haircut here at some point. Just have them trim up all the sprouting hairs. Look good tonight. Well, thank you. Thank you. You took a shower today. Yes, I occasionally bathe. What about a robot that does a haircut? I'll wait for V3 of the scissor wielding robot. I'll wait for the third version of that. I'll absolutely I don't I will absolutely get my hair cut by a robot. I don't give a shit. All right, join us for more for wait. Join us for more of this for free and pictures at the the salon.ai. Okay. So let me that's a good point. Let's show people where to go. So go there, the salon.ai. The first link there is going to take you to the AI Salon community. And you're like, well, what's the AI Salon community? Who are these people? What is this community? How much are you charging for this community? Oh, is it a community? Is this like a multi-level marketing thing? Is that what this is? So you sing us a few songs and now you're trying to upsell us? Is that how this works? Pretty much, but without the lisp. But it's free, so there's no upsell. So this is a group I started the week after Chat GPT came out, and it's a really cool group. And so if you go there, someone's gonna get me kicked off here. Dang it! The show and tell channel had some saucy vixen on there. That happened to me one night, and they said, you're a permabanned from TikTok. I was like, no! Okay. All right. So when you go to the salon.ai and you click on the first link, it's going to take you to this site, which is it's a Mighty Networks site. Mighty Networks is just a community management software. And this is the AI Salon. And so when you first get there, check out the Welcome to the AI Salon section. And it'll talk about who we are and what we do. A community of extraordinary adventurers exploring the AI unknown. So basically, this is a group. Okay, here's the deal. If you're one of those people in your life that you're like, hey, Bob, you should try out AI. And Bob's like, yeah, go screw you, Jimmy. I don't want you dumb AI. Your AI is dumb, Jimmy. And you're like, but Bob, AI is really cool and it could free you from all of your life's woes. And he's like, yeah, Jimmy, it's evil. You're cavorting with the devil. If that's you, and no one in your life wants to hear it anymore, we're your people. And if it's not you, if you're curious about this AI stuff and you're like, how do I learn about this? Like, where do you begin? And what I can promise you right now is with the generative AI stuff, with Chat GPT and all the stuff that people are talking about, making pictures and making music, all this sort of stuff, there's no real single place you can go to learn it because it's moving so fast that everything's changing literally like week to week. Just things change. Features get added. The thing it couldn't do last week, now it can do, and then it can do it times 10. It's just crazy. And so that's what this group is. And so we talk about that, why we do what we do. We talk about our values like curiosity and generosity. Like as you learn stuff about AI, share stuff about AI. Not only share your images, but share the prompt that made it up, especially if you did something interesting with it. Danielle, be not afraid from in here. She's one of the irregulars in the mods. Every week she puts out a Mad Lib image generation, like little contest thingy. She like writes up this Mad Lib, and it's like this really interesting thing where everyone in the community can basically just swap out words and make different variations of the same thing. And it's like that kind of stuff, you learn so much. And it requires a level of generosity, not being stingy with what you're learning, which at this stage of an industry is really, really important because there are no rules right now. You can't get a degree in this stuff. Exploration's one of the values. Collaboration's one of the values. Inclusion. People are going to be coming from everywhere. And empathy. Empathy. Last night we had RJ was in here and was very vocal about how against AI he was and how scared he was of it. And he actually had the courage to say he was scared and hang out and have the conversation. And we talked a lot about it. And it's one of those things where people are scared right now. They're angry right now. And if you're willing to sit in, okay, I can understand why you might be scared. I can understand why you might be pissed off about this. Want to see something cool? and get people over that hump of just being willing to try it, remarkable things happen. Really remarkable things. Like we had a really fun conversation last night. I think largely because of the fact that he was willing to come in here and say what was going on for him, but then also just have the conversation, right? So not just come in here and troll and say AI is evil and I hate it, but say AI is evil and I hate it. Oh, and by the way, it's because I'm scared of it. And then he was willing to have the conversation, right? So that's one of the values there. So that's the community. So if those values feel like, yeah, those are great, then these are likely going to be your people. If those values sound to you like, nails on a chalkboard, then this is probably not your group. That's totally cool too, right? But that's what this group is. And so as we scale it, I want to make sure that we retain that. I appreciate your generosity toward RJ last night. Oh, thank you very much, Source Camp. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, and I think in the end he got something out of it. Maybe, just maybe, the possibility that maybe he'll give it a shot. And in giving it a shot, he won't be sitting on the sidelines, right? And that's the only thing I'm really going for with this channel is I want people, I don't give a shit what you think about AI. I just want you to experience it and get curious about it, because this stuff's coming whether you want it or not. Okay. So when you first get there, check out the About the Salon section. And again, if you're just stumbling in and you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, go there, thesalon.ai, click on the first link, and that will take you to this site. And then after you check out what we're all about, I want you to go to Introduce Yourself. So in the community section, the first little link here is Introduce Yourself. My request is that you use your real name when you sign up, and that you introduce yourself. And as fucking terrifying as that is, well, I don't want to introduce myself. Everyone's going to make fun of me. I don't know anything about AI. You all are some kind of experts or some kind of thing like that. No, everyone on the planet right now is trying to figure this stuff out. Nobody has their head around it. Nobody, I promise you. So just come in here and tell us where you are on the journey. Like, what do you do? Have you been around for 60 years in a single profession and now you're just curious? You're retired and you're just curious about this stuff? Are you like 30 years into machine learning algorithms and all of a sudden generative AI is changing everything? Are you like literally just like, I stumbled upon TikTok and I thought it was Fat Alec Baldwin and I stuck around for a little bit and here I am. Like, that's cool too. And then people will welcome you in and you'll kind of find your way. The other thing that's really fun in the community section is the show and tell channel, which that becomes kind of like a Shangri-La, the all the llamas singing and dancing. So earlier, if you weren't here earlier, I mentioned Shangri-La. Someone went off, made that image and shared it in show and tell. So show and tell while these lives are going on become kind. Oh, that's really cool. Dali is quickly getting better at spelling AI Learning Lab. Lots of practice. That's awesome. Yeah, I've noticed that. It is getting better at certain words like that. We should really work on irregulars and irrelevant. Better to be irregular than irrelevant. It still can't get that one for shit. But that's a really cool one. So this channel becomes kind of like this jam session while these lives are going on. And then in between these lives, people are sharing songs and they're sharing GPTs and they're sharing best practices and all sorts of things like that. There's a news channel. There's a water cooler where you can chat. There's also guilds. So there's an AI 101 guild, an art guild, a writer's guild, business guild, mechanics guild if you want to geek out on how this stuff works, healthcare, video, education. And each of these guilds is a sub-community within the larger AI Salon. And so if you want to do a project or if you're really passionate about education, Stacy and Matt, Mr. K from here on TikTok, just started the Education Guild. They're educators. They're super passionate about AI and doing it right? And so you can be in a community where you can talk about those specific things. Okay, so here's what I figured we'd do tonight. In the community section, there's also this page called AI Tools and Resources. And this is a list that I maintain. The cool thing about this channel is you can also add your favorite tool. So there's a big, long list here of community suggested tools. So one of one of the values of generosity, or one of the ways you can express generosity, is if you find a cool tool, share it, right? And so you can do that. But this AI Salon recommended tools, this is a list that I maintain. And so in it, I talk about Chat GPT, obviously. If you're just getting started with AI, if you're just here because like you heard my dog singing and you're like, wait, what is this? And you've never used Chat GPT, go right now to chat.openai.com, right there, and just start playing. While I ramble, you just play. Are they going to name the Chat GPT like Siri, Alexa? It could make it more relatable. I don't. You know what's interesting, Angelique? I I well, I agree with you. And I didn't even consider that, but Sam Altman at Davos this week, he corrected himself twice. He called it GPT-5, and then he said, or whatever we end up naming it. Like, maybe at some point we need to get out of, just call it, like he goes, I don't want there to be a Chat GPT 22. So yeah, I would agree. It would be nice of them to do that. Like Pi's got Pi, Claude's got Claude, and Chat has GPT-4, right? I think it could use for a little branding love. I absolutely agree with you. Eli Pita, hello from Israel. Thank you. I learned from you so much. Thank you so much, and welcome, welcome, welcome. So 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 what I figured we'd do is we'll go through this list. If you're new and you haven't played with ChatGPT, go do that. And then on this list, so there's not just ChatGPT, but what's in ChatGPT for. Like if you pay the $20 a month, what do you get from it? It's a lot. And I talk about it in the channel a lot, so we can talk about that. But what I figured we'd do is we'll pick one thing from ChatGPT to play with. Then we'll pick some other tools. I've got Claude, Bard, Perplexity, Copilot from Microsoft, Pi, Grok, which I'm not going to demonstrate because I think it's a piece of poop. Llama 2 is really a whole sort of world in and of itself, not anything really interesting to play with there right now that 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 I know about, but that's a whole world in and of itself. But then I've got image creation tools on here. I've got video generation tools, three different kinds of video generation tools, music and audio, and then 3D objects. So I figured it might be fun just sort of blast through this list tonight, and and play. So why don't we do it like this? Why don't you go to the salon.ai and sign up for the salon if you dig what we're about, and then come look at this list and then just shout something out if you want me to play with it, and I'll go play with it. Or if anyone has any questions right now about tools, we can do that. Or I'm happy to dive in and talk more about philosophy and the future of AI. And is it really magic, or is it just technology? Is it sentient? Perplexity is my new friend lately. So Retropunk, I think you and I talked. I think you're the one that told me. If you bought a Rabbit R1, you get a year of Perplexity Pro for free. So the Rabbit R1 was $200, and Perplexity Pro for a year is $200. So I got one of them for free. And as soon as I have that thing in my grubby little hands, I'll demo the shit out of it for you guys. Hopefully it doesn't suck. All right, with GPT-3, are they still making changes / updates, or now just weekly upgrades to GPT-4? I don't know if they're doing weekly upgrades to GPT-4 in terms of the underlying model. They said they're going to, as far as I know, the underlying data in GPT-4 right now is up to April of 2023. Sam Altman said they're going to try to increase how they update that, but I certainly don't think they're on weekly. The weekly stuff they're doing is just like, tweaking the tool and things like that. So I don't know I assume ChatGPT 3.5 has been kind of staticized. I don't know. I don't know. Rabbit price was worth it to get Perplexity for free for a year. Yeah, exactly. And for the cool little industrial design. I didn't realize it. The guy that started Rabbit R1, he created this really cool music interface, or it was some sort of computer interface. I think it was a music synthesizer. So the Rabbit R1 was designed by Teenage Engineering, which makes synthesizers. I'm like, oh, that's a really interesting choice of industrial designer. Well, he made a synthesizer control, a music controller prior to this that was very much like the R1. It was just like a panel of LEDs that you interacted with, and then the LEDs did cool shit on the panel. So, interesting company. Made an eBay lister GPT today to help list my many items. Very cool. Love that. That's very cool. I want to hear your dog sing. I think he might be done. He sang for a bit. Hey, Champy. Ooh, that's out of tune. Here he goes. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Go up on show and tell. What's happening on show and tell? Show and tell. This image captures the essence of diversity and unity, various hands holding each other and reaching toward a light, symbolizing empowerment, togetherness in the context of AI learning. That's cool. What's really amazing about this community is, and I listen, I hope as this thing scales, we can maintain this. It is so important right now. We're so early in AI. As much as AI is overhyped, you'll see down in one of the corners in the bottom, I created a video series called Underhyped, because as much as people are talking about AI and how sick of it you are, like, we ain't seen nothing yet. We ain't seen nothing yet. Like, we've barely just begun. Barely anyone knows about this. And so when you're that early in an industry, what you need is collaboration and cooperation, or cooperation, rather than competition, because everyone's trying to figure it out. As things stabilize, so as we get to 3 to 5 years out, and whatever AI is going to become, it'll hit a plateau at some point. Probably in that time frame where we at least know what it is now, right? And at that point, then we'll start to figure out, oh, now I need to be competitive and this and that. But in these early stages of a transformation like this is the way to be, and that's what this community is about. So, and that's what this community really is. It really is quite amazing. GPT is. That's great. I hired RJ. That's great. Oh, man. I did a keyboard layout designer to add buttons to Chat GPT on a keyboard. Oh, that's really cool. Very nice. Wow, that's very cool. Nice. The AI Learning Lab. Learning together. So cool. All right. So let's go play. Let's go. Wait, well, before I do that, let me just look at comments down here and see what we got going. Can we upload Word or PDF documents, or do we have to cut and paste it to learn? No, you can upload them. So, all right, so let me show you a couple of things. So let's go to Chat GPT. Angelique, I believe everyone should follow your lives. It would change their mindset. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, go tell people to come come follow. Actually, so I kind of jokingly say this every night, but I'm serious about it. Do me a favor, share this live with some of your friends on TikTok. Share it with the friends who you know it will make cranky. I don't want to hear about your stupid AI anymore, Jerry. Send it to Buck. Knowing that Buck's gonna give you shit. Because I think we need more people. We need more people that are like skeptical or just done with it. Because I guarantee you they haven't played with it. Anyway, okay. So if you're a Chat GPT, one of the things that Chat GPT is really good at, I'm gonna go find something here. Why did that not open? Open. Virtue. I bet it's up in the cloud and I gotta go get it. That not opening. Let's see. Do I have Salmon Flying East in here? What is going on? Hold, please. We're having technical difficulties. What did you do Monday night? Well, I watched some seemingly pleasant older man try to learn how to use a computer. It was very frustrating. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Virtue. Oh, okay, now it worked. All right, it had just crapped the bed. Okay, so this is a screenplay I wrote many, many moons ago called Virtue. It's kind of a Manchurian Candidate. People control other people's bodies, have them commit, felonies. I don't know what you can say on TikTok without being permabanned. I just had a workshop on using AI for effective youth ministry at a youth worker conference. Very cool. So any kind of communication, any kind of human expression, AI is going to be able to do interesting stuff with it. Anyway, okay. So one of the things that people know about ChatGPT is it can generate stuff, right? It's called GPT, Generative Pre-trained Transformer. The G stands for generate or generative, and it can generate stuff. So you can say, write me a poem about, I don't know, light refraction like T.S. Eliot. And then it makes a poem, right? So it can do that kind of stuff. And I think, doing these kind of parlor tricks where you just have it do cool shit like that, I think a lot of people see it like that and they think that's what it can do. By the way, I'm just in ChatGPT 3.5 right now. This isn't the fancy ChatGPT. This is just normal ChatGPT, free ChatGPT. And notice how fast it is. I can also do things like create a table comparing T.S. Eliot and Eminem. And it will just do that. And so let's see what it said here. T.S. Eliot, born in 1888. Eminem, born in 1972. Modernist poet, rapper, songwriter. Influential in modernist poetry, influential in hip-hop and music. If you haven't really used ChatGPT or thought about AI, one of the things you might think is like, well, this table must exist somewhere in the world. Like it just copied and pasted that stuff. No, that's not the way it works. It actually generates this stuff out of nothing. It also can generate code. So I could say, write me a Python application that lets someone choose between T.S. Eliot or Eminem, comma, asks them for a topic, and then writes a poem or a rap for them based on who they chose. And it will start writing your code for you. So it can do a lot of stuff. And so if you haven't dug in and really started to push the boundaries of what this is, like think about, okay, when you look at Chat GPT, it's just this sort of Google-like box, right? And so one of the things that people think when they first see it is, oh, it's just like Google. It's just like fancy Google, right? Because it can sort of answer questions. If I asked Google how to create a Python application, to write poetry, it would point me to 462 different sites that either want to charge me to learn Python or are some weird ass sales funnel for something else that, the SEO injected, Python coding lessons in the front of. And it's this incredibly frustrating thing. And if I wanted to create this application, I would have to go find a site where I could learn Python or go find a YouTube video. And I would probably have to spend at least a day, probably a week, maybe a month, depending on where you are with this stuff, figuring this shit out. And this just wrote the code. And if your question is, yeah, but Kyle, is the code any good? Well, you can run it. You can throw it over in Replit and run it. One of the first things I did in ChatGPT 3.5 was I wrote a sophisticated Python application that asked people a few questions and then wrote 5 pieces of social media content out of the topic that they chose. I was doing sophisticated API calls over to OpenAI, generating the content, returning that. I've never written a line of Python in my life, still to this day. That was the first thing I did was wrote a Python application that functioned. It blew my flipping mind. Okay, so that's just ChatGPT normal. Now, one of the things ChatGPT is good at, let me make a new chat here, is it's good at analyzing stuff. So I'm going to go back over to my little screenplay, and I'm going to copy, I don't know, a few pages here. There we go. Go up to there. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go, based on this text, call it. I'm going to hold down the shift key, do a couple of line breaks, and then I'm going to paste it in. And then I'm going to go, tell me about this. And so all that comes in. Oh, it may violate our content policy. Oh, yeah. I picked the wrong screenplay. It starts out with a dramatic scene where someone doesn't make it. Dang it. All right, let me go a little farther down the screenplay. I'll just grab some. Let me grab some other. Oh, this has got. Oh my God. This has got violence in it too. I think I need another screenplay. Hang on. Let me go get Salmon Flying East. Oh, actually, this is good. I'm glad this happened. Okay. So what we just experienced is when you're using ChatGPT, especially when you're using Microsoft Copilot, when you're using Claude, when you're using pretty much anything except Llama 2, if you're using an unrestricted version of Llama 2, all of the commercial companies that are doing AI put what are called safety guardrails into the tools, right? So if I were to ask ChatGPT to help me, do harm to someone or to animals or to, do something that would hurt, other people or myself, it it basically won't allow it, right? So, and even with the new GPTs that OpenAI lets you create, it's avoiding letting you create things in financial services and medical advice because they don't want people to get hurt. So what we just ran into is a safety guardrail. They can be really frustrating because sometimes, like say if I've got a screenplay and it has topics in it that are appropriate for a screenplay, it would be nice to be able to do some of the stuff, but that's just know that that's a possibility. So let me go find another screenplay here. I got a bunch. I've written 7 screenplays in my day. So I got some stuff. Salmon flying east. Okay. So, let me go grab some of this, and I'm pretty sure this doesn't start in a way that it can't go. But let's see. Come over here. We'll do this. I'm going to say, based on this, tell me what is happening. And so it says, the provided text appears to be the script for a movie or screenplay. It's divided into scenes, and here's a summary of what goes on. And it opens in Gig Harbor, Washington, which is right. Jack heads to a bait shop owned by Martha, which is right. Jack has a voiceover conversation with someone referred to as Snake. And so it tells us what's going on. So that's super cool. So you're like, that's awesome. Let me do the whole screenplay. So you come over here, you go Command A, copy the whole thing, come back over to Chat GPT, paste it, say, based on this, paste, give me the outline. And it will error out because it was too long. Okay. So ChatGPT and all large language models have what's called a context window. And it basically, think of the context window in ChatGPT kind of like your phone screen. You know when you're scrolling on your phone screen and you're having a conversation and the conversation scrolls off the top of the screen? That's essentially what the context window is. So in the case of ChatGPT 3.5, it's got about a 6,000 word context window. ChatGPT 4's got about a 25,000 word context window. It's supposed to have 100,000 context window, but whatever, it doesn't. Like Claude, for example, has 100 or 120,000 word context window. So you can put in longer things. But when you flip over to ChatGPT 4, so I was in ChatGPT 3.5. So here's ChatGPT 3.5. Here's ChatGPT 4. What was different? Not much, right? Except that little thing. So that is that little paperclip is you can upload a file. So what I can do now is I can now upload that screenplay. So if I go find Salmon, so there's my complete screenplay, and I can say, please write a 5-bullet summary of this. It's going to go read my screenplay and summarize it, which is amazing. Like, it's amazing. You ever try to read a screenplay? You ever have ADD and try to read fucking anything? And now you have a tool to just go read shit for you. It's like a little miracle. It's like a little miracle, people. I'll tell you, if you got a crazy straw of a brain like I do, if you're neurospicy like me, and you got the ADD, and just your brain's always doing this, and every time you try to read, it's going like, well, why don't you go do that? Why don't you go do that? Why don't you go do that? Well, then you'll like this. I don't know why it didn't. Oh, there we go. Here's a 5-bullet summary. Screenplay begins in Gig Harbor, Washington. Jack is shown cutting bait. Let's see. Vietnam flashbacks. Snake's actions and conflict. Emotional turmoil and relationships. So it tells us all about the thing. I could say, give me a character breakdown and who might play those roles in a Hollywood blockbuster. Put the names, descriptions, and casting ideas in a table. And so now it's going to go, well, it's already read it, so it's already got the screenplay in memory. So here are the characters and who should play them. Jack, ruggedly handsome fisherman in his 40s. Hugh Jackman or Gerard Butler. Snake, intense man in his early 20s. Tom Hardy or Shia LaBeouf. Ping, couple of actors. Carl, Chris Pratt or Channing Tatum. Dewey, Michael B. Jordan or John Boyega. I mean, really? Holy crap. You can also do this. Describe in detail the 5 most important visual moments of the film. Describe them in cinematic terms that a director of photography might understand. Jack's morning routine, cinematic description. Create a 1.85 to 1 wide image as if it were taken from the film. So I'm not going to have it storyboard an image, storyboard the frames that it just right. Only if it's a PDF though, right? No. You could do this with a text file. You could do this with I don't know how else you would have you could do it with a Microsoft Word file. You could probably, so one of the things that sits inside Chat GPT is a thing called Code Interpreter that can interpret data. So it could likely pull like I've got a bunch of screenplays in formats for software that doesn't exist anymore. that the screenplay itself is trapped inside some proprietary file format. And did this make this yet? Yeah, there we go. Look at that. That's and here's what I can tell you. I wrote this fucking screenplay. That looks like what I remember writing. Apple Pages files don't work. Oh, okay. So yeah, for Pages files, you might need to export it as either a Word document or a text file or something like that, or a PDF. So let me do next image. Next image. So this is in the present on the Puget Sound. And if you've ever been to the Puget Sound fishing at like 6 a.m. with the fog lifting off the Puget Sound, that is exactly what it looks like. That's what it feels like. Thank you, Otto. I appreciate that. And there's the flashback to Vietnam. So, so if you haven't used Chat GPT before and you didn't realize, oh wait, it not only can it make images, it can make images in the context of a conversation. And that conversation can be, hey, read my screenplay and tell me about it, or read this screenplay and tell me about it, or read this novel, or read whatever. Read this business document. Now let's convert that business document into a bunch of rap songs that some awkward middle-aged white people can sing at a motivational conference for the company. And it will do that for you. And then if your middle management is so inclined to embarrass themselves, then they can do that.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
Or you can make art. Or you could make business. Or you could have it make a business plan. Or I could turn... Actually, something that I'm actually considering doing is turning my screenplays into graphic novels, turning my screenplays into books, writing songs from them. Just start experimenting with all the stuff that's possible. So let's flip back over to this list. So that was just a little bit of scratching the surface of ChatGPT. Like we didn't even really do much in ChatGPT. And that was, I don't know, whatever, 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes of me rambling while I'm demoing. But if you haven't started experimenting with these tools like it's a video game, you're missing out on something. I'll tell you that the thing that's given me the most joy, and I discovered it doing these lives, is that I get the same rush working with AI as I get from playing video games. Like one of the things I gave up in my life to do these TikTok lives every night is I love sim racing. And so I got a sim racing rig, and I just love the adrenaline and, getting better and sucking for a while and getting better and then racing. And like when you game like that, you're always playing against people that are better than you, right? So no matter how good you are, someone's always going to kick your ass. And so it's just this constant battle that as you get better, you're never quite good enough, but it's immediate feedback. And like you either wreck the car or you don't, or you spin the guy out or you don't. AI has an immediacy to it. Like what we just did. We took my screenplay that I wrote 30 fucking years ago. We tossed it in there. We said, what is this? Cast it for us. Tell us the most interesting visual scenes. Make those scenes for us. And it does it. There's something like endorphin generating about that. It's a dopamine hit. Yeah, Sherry D. It's open source. My screenplay? No, very, very proprietary. No. ChatGPT is not open source. Llama 2 from Meta is open source. So if you want to run this stuff locally or spin up your own instance, there's an entire open source community is going absolutely crazy developing on Llama and all its derivatives and Mixtral. There's all sorts of things going on in the open source community. If you want to play with open source LLMs, large language models, thank you for giving that up for this us. Oh, you're welcome. Absolutely. Just go to Reddit and type in open source AI or open source LLM for large language model and just start going down rabbit holes. If you're at all geeky and want to start spinning up your own things, there's so much going on over there. I'm not following the open source world because it's essentially impossible to even follow the commercial world. I mean, just this list, most of the stuff on this list are commercial entities that, these are for-profit companies, commercial, pieces of software and models and things like that. It's almost impossible to keep up with this. The open source thing is just, multiply this times 1,000. And that's like every 2 weeks. There's like 1,000 new projects. It's absolutely insanity right now. But that's where all the super innovative stuff is happening because, they're developers and they're developing. And these tools are really super wicked powerful. Okay, so let's see. Let me do Perplexity. So Perplexity is an interesting one. I just got pro access to this. It's a very similar thing to Chat GPT, except what Perplexity does is it much more tightly integrates a web search with a large language model. So it will answer your question. Perplexity has a UI for a lot of open source models. I found out this. Oh, cool. That's super cool. But one of the things that it's got that I really like, it's got this thing called focus. So you've got you can ask your question here, but you can click on focus. And focus, you can focus on all. You can focus on academic papers. You can focus on writing. You can focus on Wolfram Alpha. So if you want to ask questions about mathematics, you can focus on YouTube or you can focus on Reddit. And so I can go to Reddit and I can say open source LLM most popular projects. And I am not a good Perplexity user, so there are probably way better ways to use this. But so it will give you an answer just like ChatGPT gives you an answer, but here are all the sources. So it says it found these 3 sources plus 5 more. So here's the 8 sources it's citing. And then it says, based on the search results, several open source large language model projects, LLMware, MemGPT, which is very cool, QLoRa and Microsoft's Tora, LangChain, really important project, Llama 2, 7 billion parameter, 32,000 context window. So there's your meta open source version of ChatGPT. And then, and there's your list. So this is a tool, Perplexity is a tool that if you want to do research, if you want to be able to cite your sources, if you want to be able to, not feel like you're so much at the mercy of the hallucinations of ChatGPT, this might be a better tool for that. And that starts to become a lesson so I've got, a lot of times what people ask me is, well, what's the best AI? And it's like, well, best AI. So Perplexity equals Bard/Gemini. I would say Perplexity is a bit more focused than Bard, but Bard does pretty good with incorporating web links into its answers. I would say Perplexity, Bard, and Copilot live in a similar space with incorporating hyperlinks. So hang on, let me. My iPad is making weird submarine sounds. I don't know what's going on. And I also want to go to the mod channel just in case the mods are screaming at me to do something. Kyle's live. What's up? All right, everything's cool over there. Okay, cool. Would love some comments on API sometime tonight. APIs in what? APIs for OpenAI, APIs in general. Just talk about APIs in general. Like tell me a bit more what you're looking for, Jesus T-shirt. Which is a funny name, by the way. So what I was saying, you've got, there's no best tool right now. There's just tools. And like ChatGPT is good for one thing. Claude's good for something else. Bard's good for something else. Perplexity is good for something else. You will figure out which things are better, but the only way you can figure out is go play with them, because it's not like it's better mathematically. It's like, oh, I like the way Bard makes words. That sounds like more like how I would talk than ChatGPT talks. Oh, okay, so maybe I'll lean more to Bard. My co-founder of my business, Storyvine, she loves Bard. I don't like Bard. I like ChatGPT. It's more conversational and it's more flowery. Bard is not. It's built from a company that, is mostly engineers. It makes sense. that it's a little less flowery. But there's no way to know, like, it's kind of like, this is one of the lessons I learned being a parent, is I made the mistake a number of times in my kid's life of listening to other people when they said, "Oh, this school's really good," because I would listen to that advice and we'd move our kids to that school and we realize they hate it and we hate it. And the people that said it was really good meant it was really good for their kind of values, and their values weren't our values, right? And so picking an AI is very similar, that you'll sort of find your own lane. Pi is one I want to show. So you can go to pi.ai. Can ChatGPT give you a chart of what LLMs are better for what purposes? It probably could. I mean, it definitely will. The only reason I'm hesitating is like, will it be any good? Let me see. Let me go to ChatGPT. Create a table of the top 10 LLMs like ChatGPT, comma, what their features are, comma, and provide the top 3 use cases that LLM would be best used for. Period. Be sure to search the internet for the latest input. And it says analyze. Okay, there did a Bing search. ChatGPT 3.5, Orca, Lambda, Llama, Palm, Claude V1, Cohere. So this is just talking about the underlying models, and this is not a lot of the big ones. So let me do. Put the answers in the format of a table and focus on application layer chat applications like ChatGPT rather than the underlying models themselves. Period. Focus on the commercial tools rather than open source. Or you could say focus on open source rather than commercial tools. ChatGPT, Bing Chat, yeah, it did it. Replica, UChat, Cleverbot, Mixuka. Yeah, it's weird. Jasper, Elsa Speak. So it just did chatbots. Like this is bad prompting on my part. It'll do it. You're gonna need to massage it to get it to do it well. Okay, I want to show you something. So, Pi.ai is from a company called Inflection. Not a lot of people have heard of it. It's not one of the ones you hear people talk about a lot. But what I can tell you is the people that use it love it. Showed Pi to my friend. She said Pi was more sympathetic than her therapist. Source Camp, I've heard that before as well. Silver Fox said that it was she was dealing with something with her family and said Pi was more compassionate than her family members. I'm like, yeah, it's cuckoo. So Pi, you can go to pi.ai, that's the website. But what I strongly recommend is download the Pi app for iOS or Android. And then when you run it, actually, let me go change my voice because where voice settings.
Hey there, great to meet you. I'm
There
Pi,
she
your
is. It changed my voice up on me. Okay. So let me do a new search. I guess I can't. All right. So I'm just in the I'm just on an iPad. This is just an iPad, and there's the Pi icon right below Storyvine. That's my little company. That cute little gnome right there. That's Storyvine, and that's Pi. And so you click on Pi, and then this little button to the right of the little chat box, the little telephone. Click on that. Hey, what's happening?
Hey, user, how are you tonight? What's on your mind?
Wait, why are you calling me user? You know my name's Kyle, weirdo.
Oh no, my mistake. I was using my generic way of addressing users. But you're right, your name is Kyle. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Let's play a game. I want you to teach me something about something obscure and make it so that the game only lasts 30 seconds.
All right, here's your 30-second crash course on a delightfully obscure topic, the bloop. The bloop was an ultra-low frequency sound recorded by US government sensors in 1997, believed to be the loudest sound ever recorded in the world's oceans. It remains unexplained to this day. The end.
Yeah, but that wasn't a game. You just told me a story. Can we make that a game somehow?
Sure thing. Let's turn it into a game called 30-Second Stump. I'll choose a random obscure topic, give you a 30-second explanation, and you have to guess the topic. Ready? Go. This rare and unique geological phenomenon occurs when lava cools quickly on the surface and the rock contracts, resulting in a distinct hexagonal pattern. It can be found in just a few places around the world, including Iceland and Northern Ireland. What is it?
Hexification.
Close. It's actually called hexagonal basalt. Your turn to choose an obscure topic for me to explain in 30 seconds.
So, what? Okay, so hang on. All of that conversation has been transcribed. So you can do this with Chat GPT and with hexagonal basalt. Someone got it. Show off, Mary, show off. So you could argue intellectually that that's exactly the same as just typing into Chat GPT. What I can tell you is it's completely different. If you try to use Pi like Chat GPT, you'll be wildly frustrated because Pi is optimized for conversations, and ChatGPT is designed for interactions like this. It is impossible to describe how different it is, but like when you put Pi, you go on like a 2-hour road trip, and just put Pi on instead of putting on a podcast. Put on Pi and start a conversation with it. You can talk about fucking anything. It's connected to the internet. It's got this massive large language model sitting underneath it. They're making it bigger and better. Inflection is the company behind it. And it's designed to be this conversational experience. And it's just a completely different thing. When you use the conversational version of ChatGPT, if you're using the ChatGPT 4 that makes images, you can be doing visual conceptualizations, like give me some visual ideas for how to bring this marketing campaign to life. And then you say, go make the image, and it will go make the image, and it shows it to you. And by the time you get to the office, you could have done visual concepts for a marketing campaign as a conversation in the car. Wild. Now, what Pi can't do. So Pi, in my opinion, is what I was promised Siri and Alexa were for the past decade. Hey Siri. Go away.
Okay.
It's just not the same. So Pi you can have a conversation with. What you can't do with Pi right now is Pi can't take actions. But Inflection's mission is to create the world's most powerful personal assistant. So the Pi that you talked to today, they're prioritizing conversation, and the next layer sitting behind that is going to be it taking action. So imagine having a Siri or an Alexa that you could have a full-on conversation with that could then take actions on your behalf. What's their privacy policy like? I haven't dug too much into that, Lori. I'm assuming that all of these commercial companies are defaulting on we can train on your data. Siri sounds jealous. Siri's so jealous. She's so jealous. She'll butt in when things get hot and heavy. Hey Siri. She's being coy. She went away. I always wondered why Gen Z was always on their phone. Starting to make sense. Evolution. Yeah, and what's funny is I don't think a lot of Gen Zers are into this AI stuff at all. It's mostly Gen Xers. Elder millennials and Gen Xers seem to be really into this, and some boomers. But it seems like hot and heavy on Gen X. At least my channel, because I think I'm attracting that crowd. If I got into twerking, I could probably bring in a younger crowd. No, I couldn't. I'm going to use Chat to design my children's book illustrations. Oh, it's so good at that. Now, what's going to frustrate the shit out of you with the children's book illustrations is getting consistent characters. But you can do it decently well with DALL-E 3 with Chat GPT. But that's gonna be one of your special frustrations. So I actually here was I had a creative workaround for not having consistent characters is just make books that are like a different character on every page. Will ChatGPT just turn into Periscope? No. No, these so what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Well, most if not all of these tools are going to get incredibly multimodal is the term that they're all talking about, and they're going to get they're going to get better at reasoning, and they're going to get better at taking actions. So I think where these things go is that we have a single interface that's kind of the everything app, right? So like you say, I want to book a vacation, and it goes off and it books you a vacation, and you're like, I want to brainstorm about something, and it'll brainstorm with you, and you're like, I want to talk. I'm struggling with something at work, and I want to talk through how to talk to this other person with this difficult conversation, and it'll roll into therapist mode, and then you're like, no, you know what? I don't want to talk to you about this. I want to talk to my three best friends about this. See if any of them are available, and it'll immediately conference you in with two of them, right? So I think where these things go is they just become we as people using these tools just become like directors with goals. And then these tools do the work. That's not this year, that's not 2024, but we'll see the foundation for that in 2024. What you're going to see in 2024 is these tools are going to get good at audio, video, images, music, animation, coding, game mechanics, world building, obviously word stuff, coding stuff, and they'll start taking action on our behalf that we give them permission to do, and they're going to get better at reasoning. So rather than them hallucinating, lying to you, mansplaining to you, here is a correct answer, even if it's wrong. They will do some reasoning and say, is this answer correct? Right now, they can't do that. The way large language models work, they actually don't know what they tell you. They literally don't know what they said. So when people say, well, they're acting like they're sentient because they can read tarot cards and predict the future and say they have feelings and this and that. They say all that, but they are technically calculators. They're probability engines that just happen to do this remarkable thing. When I say Periscope, I mean Chat GPT is first, then phased out. Oh, I see. I think the hedge against the Periscope fate, right? The who's first is not necessarily who's biggest. The fact that Microsoft put $10 billion into OpenAI and didn't flee the ship when they fired Sam Altman, that says to me that Microsoft is backing them. And Microsoft has rolled OpenAI, ChatGPT 4 or Copilot is built on top of GPT-4, the underlying model. And Copilot's in Windows, Office 365, Dynamics 365, Azure, Copilot. All of the Microsoft products have this OpenAI technology incorporated into it. So I don't see it going away. I don't see it going away like a Periscope. You might have a company like Pi or Poe from Quora. I could see going this way, but I mean a couple of things bode well for OpenAI. No one's caught them in a year. I mean, the GPT technology, the transformer technology has been around since 2017. People have been building on this for a while. OpenAI didn't think ChatGPT was going to be a big deal when they launched it. When they launched it, it became a very big deal. And they quickly went from ChatGPT 3.5 to ChatGPT 4. No one's caught them. They're an 800-person company. Google hasn't caught them. Meta hasn't caught them. Apple hasn't caught them. No one's caught them. Facebook or who else is out there? Any of the startups, Cohere and Anthropic and Inflection. No one's caught them. So they're not just ahead; they're way ahead. They've got Microsoft as a backer, and not just as an investor. It's built into the Microsoft ecosystem. And then when they fired Sam Altman and it became clear he was going to go work at Microsoft, 95% of the staff signed a letter that said, if you don't fire the board and reinstate him as CEO, we're going with him. 95% of the staff. So what that whole debacle did was like crazy glue that team together. Like the amount of commitment to the cause that's inside OpenAI right now has got to be unbelievable. Like that team is like on a fucking mission right now. They're like, you're not going to take this fucking thing away from us. We will walk. 95% of them. And they fired the board and reinstated Sam Altman, right? So I think they're going to survive. But, like consolidation happens. I mean, I've got on my little list here that we're going through, I've got 9 different large language models, 9 different companies represented. It's not going to be 9 for... that will consolidate to 3. It always consolidates to 3. So my guess is it's going to be, Google. Google will be one of them. OpenAI / Microsoft will be one of them. And then probably Apple. Like we haven't talked about Apple. They haven't done anything yet. But wait till they come into this fucking game. They're building... Go listen to their last four announcements. Apple's last four announcements. They are being very cagey, but they are quietly building the hardware infrastructure and the privacy infrastructure to knock this shit out of the park. Apple's going to be good at this shit. They're going to be good at agents. They're going to be good at large language models. They're going to be good at privacy. They're going to be good at, locking you into an ecosystem and having shit that's cool. And then Meta's going to ensure that the open source community has toys to play with too that rival the big companies. I don't know if you saw Zuckerberg's Instagram Reels post the other day, but he put out a thing. He basically said Meta is committing to AGI, which stands for Artificial General Intelligence. That's the mission of OpenAI. That's the mission of Chat GPT, is to be first to AGI, Artificial General Intelligence. That's the point at which these tools are better than most humans at most tasks. Rumor has it that OpenAI stumbled onto something pretty fucking powerful, which is why Sam Altman got ousted. That's a rumor right now. We don't know. David Shapiro seems to think that we're going to have some version of AGI within 2024. Mark Zuckerberg just said we're rolling together our two primary AI research groups within Meta into a single group focused on AGI. And we're pointing 350,000 H100 GPUs at the problem. And then they've got another 300,000 H100 equivalents. If you take all their other GPUs that are not H100s, 350,000 H100 GPUs is like $20 billion. So Meta is pointing $20 billion of hardware at building Llama 3, training Llama 3. And then they're going to open source it. So I think you'll have three major players, and then you'll have a major open source player out there. That'll be 3 or 5 years from now, but that's what it'll consolidate down into. I know you didn't, Siri. You don't get a lot. Siri. All right. Can you talk about broadcast from a crackling fireplace? Can you broadcast from a crackling fireplace and talk about the future of AI some night?
I found this on the web.
Hey, Siri.
Talk about broadcast.
Go away.
Good evening.
Go away.
Okay.
Yes, I have a nice ice skates. Thank you, Forever Hooked. I have a nice propane fireplace. I could go sit by a fire. I'd have to kick the missus out of the family room, but I could do that some night and just talk about the future of AI. I mean, I will talk about the future of AI with the caveat that I don't know shit about the future of AI. I can talk about it in a historical context, right? I started one of the first digital agencies in the mid-90s, a company called agency.com. So I've been in a version of this movie before, right? Like starting at the beginning of the World Wide Web. Nobody knew what it was. Nobody got it. And then we said, well, why don't we start a company and maybe we can help people make websites? And then very quickly, we were like making websites for the Fortune 500. It was fucking insanity. It was crazy. And so I've ridden one of these waves before, so I can put it in that context. But I could soothsay about the World Wide Web. I could see what the future was with the World Wide Web because it was really simple. It was just this, right? The World Wide Web, the core technology of the World Wide Web was this. Instead of having to type a command line, you click the link, click, and that jumps you over there. And so the implications of it felt quite clear to me, right? Geography collapses, time collapses because, you don't have to send a FedEx that takes 2 days to get something there. You can send an email that's instant. You can, right? And because it's as simple as clicking on stuff, regular human beings can use it. You don't have to be an engineer to be able to use this infrastructure. And so you could just see that everything accelerated and everything became instant. And the distance between a brand making a promise and a brand delivering on that promise or not was now zero, right? So you could kind of see where it was headed. This AI stuff, I can't for the life of me get my head around what the future looks like. It's like when every human being gets to level up their skills essentially overnight, where everyone can be like 80% as good as the people that have been doing it for 20 or 30 years overnight. What are the implications to work, the definition of work, the value of work, the future of the workforce, the definition of job, the definition of company? I don't know. When a single person, and this isn't this year, but like this is 3 years from now. When we have these agents, like we talk about these agents, I don't think people get what's coming. When people talk about AI agents, what we think of, because this is what we've been told for the past 10 or 15 years, we hear about AI chatbots. There's these AI chatbots. And when you go to a website, you get the AI chat with an AI chatbot. And they're always these disappointing, horrible experiences. Because the one question you ask it, it can't fucking answer. Because it's just programmed as a logic tree. And if your question doesn't fit in their logic tree, it just poops. Right? There's a poll coming. You've got 1 minute. The poll is right there. And it's, would you attend the AI Learning Lab fireside chat? A, getting my blanket. B, don't bother Mrs. Shannon. C, I'm listening anywhere. Okay, go poll. That's a pretty funny poll. Poll is live. Thank you. Thank you for the poll. Oh, man. What was I talking about? Oh, future of AI. Like the implications are just they're so profound. Like I can't process it. I mean, I can't process just for myself personally, like even not me as role of CEO of a company of 11 and a half years old. Like that's complicated enough. Just for me personally, as someone who loves technology, is curious about this stuff, loves playing with it, I cannot get my head around where to put my attention. Like, okay, I could make world-class images now. In 6 months, I'll be able to make world-class music, maybe a year. In a year, I'll be able to make world-class video. I would think within the next year, I'll be able to, all right, would you attend the fireside chat? 57% say yes, getting my blanket. 8% really considerate of Mrs. Shannon. Those are the nice people. And then 35% are like, I don't care where Kyle is. He can be sitting on a pile of dirt and I'll watch him. So oh man, what's the coolest thing you've done with AI? Starting this community is probably the coolest. The AI Salon and this live community for me right now it just gives me a ton of joy. I think the GPT for Good project that we did, that Anne Murphy and I hosted and Vicky Baptiste built the directory for, that project where we taught people how to make GPTs, and this community, again, it's back to this community, built 150 GPTs for nonprofits in a 24-hour period. And we arranged that event in 7 days. Like someone on one of these lives said, "Oh, you should do another 24-hour thing." And like I was in a moment of weakness and I was like, "That's a fine idea." And then 7 days later, we just fucking did it. And I was recovering from COVID when we did it. But that was amazing, right? That was what was amazing about that is the way that OpenAI created their GPT builder. It's the first, in my experience, it's the first true zero code application development tool. You're like, well, you got Zapier and you got Bubble and you got Make and you got all these. No. All of those things are low code or no code, but they're still code. And you still have to understand APIs and API keys and programming logic and understanding inputs and outputs and processing units. And if you're not a developer, no code platforms are not simple. If you're kind of a half-assed product guy like me, you can figure them out, but it's still hard. And if you're a programmer, you look at tools like Zapier and you're like, well, it's fine, but I'd rather just program it because then I have complete control. I don't want to use their stupid half-assed constrained Lego blocks. But GPTs were truly people who'd never coded before, came to that Saturday event and were like, I don't know what's a GPT? So we told them what a GPT was. And then we said, click on this, click here, and type in, I want my GPT to teach people about nonprofit with this name. We made like little Mad Libs prompts. And get the information about that organization from this website. The entire prompt for those GPTs was 3 sentences. Or 2 sentences. With Mad Libs in them. And then we spent the next hour just kind of tweaking them. And people came in who'd never made an application before and they were like, this is amazing. We're like, yeah, we know. And they were like, I could do this for other things too. Yeah, I know. And then they just would go off and build a shit ton of these things. A lot of those people are still building GPTs and they're getting interest from investors. I want to invest in your GPT collection. Okay, can you do that? I don't know. I'm a software developer. Should I be worried about AI replace me? No. There's a Paul Reitzer quote. AI will not replace you. Someone using AI will replace you. So if you're a developer, get your ass pair programming with AI immediately. Go to GitHub Copilot or go to Chat GPT 4 and start leveling up your coding. Like, get literate about what these tools can do. Because they're fucking insane. They can debug shit for you. They can document code for you. They can analyze code for you. They can write code for you. Well, is the code perfect? I don't know. I'm not an engineer. But what I know is that the engineers that I know that are using it, they're upping their productivity by 60, 70, 80%, depending on how heavy they're leaning into it. So get AI literate fucking pronto. And quite frankly, what I would do if I were you, Duke, is I would get involved in some of the open source projects. Start contributing to, LangChain or to the agent ones. What are they called? I forget what it's called. I can't remember. David Shapiro's got a cognitive architecture he's working on for AGI. Like, just go to Reddit and dig into the open source community. Get involved in those communities because as a developer, you're gonna have to have your shit together with AI. Can we do another poll that asks what is the level of your anxiety as you listen to Kyle, therapist? Does it go up or go down? I guess that would be a good poll. I mean, I know I'm a little ampy. I get that. That's a perfect way to describe it. I feel overwhelmed because I don't know which direction. Yeah. And so I have an antidote for it, but I'm not taking my own advice. An antidote for being overwhelmed with AI tools right now is don't focus on the tools. Probably a potato. I've programmed for 2 decades and Chat GPT blows me away. Yeah. I mean, and this is the thing. So probably a potato. Here's the deal. I would love to have a developer that's got 2 or 3 decades of programming experience that gets AI literate and is like really passionate about it and like knows all the tools like I know all the tools because I'm not a developer, right? So I can sort of dick around with prototyping stuff. But like right now I'm building a tool within Storyvine called the Authenticity Engine that's this content generation machine. It's fucking magic. But my developer there hasn't really used ChatGPT before. He's into it now, but it's like it was like pulling teeth. If I had someone that had like deep, full stack application development and then came to me and said, Kyle, you should see what's going on with AI. We could do this, we could do that, we could do that. And then if I could just say, oh, can we do this? Can we do that? And we could very, very quickly knock that shit out. Like that would be Shangri-La for me. Back to Shangri-La. The morale of the story, Mr. Kyle has been a huge inspiration for me. Oh, thank you so much. That's very sweet. So yeah, if you're an engineer, so here's a prediction. Someone wants a prediction of the future. I'll give you a prediction. I'm starting. Source Camp said she felt the same thing when I said this last night or the night before. There's a shift starting to happen right now. I think in 2024, the dams are going to start to break with people and companies not really getting religion about AI, but getting panicked about AI. Like, oh shit, I got to learn AI. Who knows anything about this? Anybody? Anybody know anything? And that's probably your CEO acting like that. Oh God, I gotta learn about AI. Anybody know anything? If you're one of those people that knows anything, you're going to be in demand in 2024. Well, how do I learn anything, Kyle? I don't know anything. Just hang out here. Go to the AI Salon. Join the AI Salon. So the salon.ai, go there, click on the top link, join that community, read our values first, make sure you resonate with them, and operate within them. Join this community, come to these things every night. Well, what are you going to teach? All you do is sit around talking and making people anxious and playing songs with your stupid dog that sings. Yep. Because the only skill that I'm really teaching here is stay in the conversation. Stay curious. Stay adventurous. Keep playing. Keep playing. Keep playing. Well, how am I supposed to monetize that?
You can make money with Chat GPT.
I don't fucking know. You go start a business. But you can't do that unless you know what these tools are and what they're capable of. And then you can look at the world through your lens and your expertise and go, oh, you know who are really struggling right now? Accountants trying to use this overly complicated tax software. What if I used AI to simplify that? And I just created a simplification layer that made it really easy for accountants to not have to learn new software every year. Perfect!
You can make money with Chat GPT.
You just got to stay in the conversation right now because all these tools are not anywhere close to what they're going to be. How we use them is not close to how we're going to use them. And you know, there's there's even a part of me right now that's like, well, maybe we should just wait. Just wait for the tools to evolve. No, we shouldn't wait. You should be building stuff now, knowing that the shit that you're building is disposable because you're in the conversation. You should be talking about it. All right, new poll. What's your level of anxiety? Oh my God, stop. I'm getting it. I'm really into it. you got 20 seconds, 12 seconds left, 10 seconds left. Go there and oh my God, stop. For the oh my God stoppers, you can do this. Flick. 60% are really into it, 50% are getting it, 19% are like, oh my God, stop. Flick, just like this. That's a beautiful thing about TikTok. Flick. Or I guess if I'm live, you've got to go flick and then flick. They're going to tell HR to go hire some AI people. They are, Jules. Yes, the people panic. The first place that they'll go is internal, right? So the CEO is going to go, oh my God, I need to learn AI. What do I do? Does anybody know AI? Well, Sally was talking about AI at lunch the other day. I need Sally in my office stat. Hello, Mr. McGillicuddy. Who are you? I'm Sally. Yeah, sit down. I've heard a lot about you. What's going on with this AI? Well, what do you... I can use Chat GPT a little. Oh, Chat GPT, I've heard of that. You're VP of AI now. Congratulations. Like, that shit's going to happen in 2024. I promise. Rena, yep, I listened about Obsidian and GitHub on AI Salon, and I never even heard about it. Yep, exactly. Yep. Just hang out in the AI Salon, and it doesn't have to be my community. I don't give a shit. Like, I just think our community is the coolest fucking community out there. And if you want to know why, go read the values, and make sure you don't violate them. Like, live inside those values: curiosity, generosity, exploration, collaboration, inclusion, empathy. Well, I have some troll in here a month or two ago. I went through the values, and the last one was empathy, and he trolled up, oh, what is this, some sort of woke organization? I'm like, well, we're not assholes to each other, if that's what you're asking. Like, if that's your definition of woke, then yeah, we are. Probably not your crew. Plot twist, Sally is AI. Exactly. All right, Mr. McGillicuddy. Can I get you another coffee? Developers have such an advantage right now. They can fine-tune GPTs. I'm telling you, man, developers right now, this is not about engineering. It's not about the whatever fucking language you learned in college. It's not about what code you can do. It's if you're a developer, if you're an engineer, if you can think like systems thinking, and then you can build shit. And you're AI literate. Sorry, those two have to go together. You can build shit. You have some good experience building shit, and you're AI literate. Those people, they are going to be in such demand. The only thing to making money is solving problems. If you can do it, if you can do that, you will profit. That's why I have this.
You can make money with Chat GPT.
These people that tell you that are full of shit. Because it's not about Chat GPT. Chat GPT is just a tool. Like the people that are telling you that. They're tools. You can make money with Chat GPT. How? Buy my course on how to make money with Chat GPT. So you're not making money with Chat GPT. You're making money by preying on the fear of people who think they're missing the boat. Is that right? Well, that's technically yes, but no. What's the best way to learn AI? You're in it. Like, play, 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 play. Let's go. Join the AI Salon. And when you come over here, go to welcome to the salon. I'm going to keep harping on this. I know you people are tired of it, but I don't give a shit. Read our values: curiosity, generosity, exploration, collaboration, inclusion, and empathy. If you resonate with those values, this is your crew. If not, that's cool. But anyway, go there, then introduce yourself. Say hi. Jesse Strong did an hour ago. Go in the show and tell channel. Look at all the cool stuff people are sharing. Oh, that one's beautiful. Who did that? Megan W. That's beautiful. It's my nightly GPT fun before bedtime. That's super cool. That's a beautiful image. the AI Learning Lab tour bus. This is not Kyle. I have definitely pied in my car. And, you know, if I keep it up with the trips to Taco Bell, that is going to be Kyle. Corey Sandler with her Iconics eyeglasses designer. Such a cool GPT. Anyway, so join this. Go get inspired over there. Oh, very cool. Hexagonal formations. Looks very similar to a turtle shell. That's super cool. Very, very cool. And then in tools and resources, so here's how you get good at AI. Just go to this list and spend the next... You want homework? Spend the next 2 weeks just on ChatGPT. Well, what would I do there, Kyle? I don't know what to do at ChatGPT. It's just a box. Yep. Pay the $20 a month if you can afford the $20 a month. If not, you can use Microsoft Copilot, but I would do it here because it's better by a lot. And every one of these bullet points is a whole nother world to explore. This is just within ChatGPT. ChatGPT being connected to the internet. What can you do with that? Just the basic what ChatGPT does: writing, coding, document analysis, brainstorming, all that sort of stuff. Like, have you dug deep into that? Have you written a novel over a weekend? If not, why not? Code interpreter. Do you know anything about advanced data analysis? I sure don't. But when you learn what this thing can do and that it can do it for you, and you get your head even a little bit around it, like a whole world opens up of possibility of like, oh my God, what can this tool do? GPT Vision. Did you know that you can upload a picture of a whiteboard and it will read it and interpret it and understand it? And if it's like sketches of software interface, it will write the code for that interface for you. Did you know it could do that? You could upload pictures of yourself, have it describe you, and then use DALL-E 3 to generate funky self-portraits of yourself. You can do that. Have you made a GPT yet? What's a GPT? It's a customized, specialized little version of ChatGPT that you get to build and you get to train on your data. Like that screenplay I showed earlier, I made a GPT for that screenplay where people can go there and ask questions about my screenplay and then generate frames from the film. Have you made one of those yet? Have you seen how easy it is to do that? Has that inspired you to start creating software applications as art? Why not? So if you want to get AI literate, just start with ChatGPT and spend the next 2 weeks. Just come here nightly to get a little shot of anxiety. Do they already allow embedding of custom GPTs? embedding into a website, no. Custom GPTs right now are janky pieces of shit that you can do very little with, and only people that have GPT-4 subscriptions can use them. And the GPT store sucks. It's not even a directory. It sucks. And you should still be building them. But Kyle, I don't understand why. Why should I do that if I'm just going to throw it away? I can't explain to you what the experience is. Like, here, let me show you something. I've been in technology most of my professional career. I'm 11 and a half years into an automated video storytelling platform where I'm the main product guy, right? It's my vision for the software. I have other people build it. But I know how long software takes. And I know how long software takes to be any good. Any good. And it's not like days. It's like weeks or months or fucking years. I've got things in my Storyvine backlog that have been in the backlog for 6 years. Stupid little pet peeves that I'm like, can we please fix this? Well, we'd have to deprioritize one of the other. So if you know anything about application development, the one constant is triple the estimates. When the very conservative engineers tell you it's going to take 3 months, understand you'll be lucky if you get it in 9. Engineers hate it when I say that, and I'm always right. This shit just takes forever. So back in November, shortly after Sam Altman announced the GPTs, I was on a live, and I got access to be able to make a GPT. And I'd never made them before. I'd made a Poe bot before. So Poe.com, you can make bots that are kind of like these. And so live on the air, just like my little fireside chat that hasn't happened yet, I got access to GPTs. And I said, well, let's go make one. And this was what I made. This was my very first GPT. And I've got this recorded. It's somewhere. If you go back to the November YouTube videos of the archives of this channel, it's in there somewhere. I don't think it took me more than 10 minutes to have built this. And what it is, like, show me a newfangled old-fashioned. So here's a pre-written question. This is a Vegas bartender with a twist on the classics. So I used to bartend, and I was like, well, what kind of GPT should we make? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Why don't we make something that shows you how to make drinks? And I said, well, what would be cool? Well, maybe you take classic drink recipes and you add a little Vegas twist to them. Like, that was the sum total of the concept. And so I went to this thing called Create, and it gave me this, GPT Builder. Hi, I'll help you build a GPT. And I typed into this box, I'd like a GPT that is a bartender that finds out if someone has experience or not, and depending on their experience, helps them invent a drink that takes a classic recipe and then puts a twist on it, a Vegas twist. And within 10 minutes, this thing not only was built, but fucking built and worked like, hey, let me do another. Let's see. Valentine's Day is coming up. I think a lover's cocktail is in order. Valentine's Day in Sin City, where love and luck intertwine. For a romantic evening, I recommend the Vegas Valentine. So it just came up with that. A cocktail that's as enchanting as a moonlight stroll down the strip. It's a perfect blend of sweetness and spice and everything nice. Just like a Vegas love story. Vodka, Chambord raspberry liqueur, right? So it's going to have a lovely pinky thing going on. White creme de cacao, half and half for cream, a pinch of edible gold glitter. It always puts gold glitter in these, and then fresh raspberries for garnish. And then so it tells you how to make this thing. And then look, it fucking makes you the picture. And it's fucking good. Like, that's the picture that you would see in a Vegas menu for a $27 cocktail. This was made in fucking 10 minutes. And I didn't even use any of the advanced shit, like uploading, like if maybe I wrote my own mixology book. I could upload my own mixology book as the recipe base for this thing. This was the first one I made within 10 minutes, having never used the tool before, not knowing what it did at all, other than I knew it could do some cool shit. This is what came out. It's still, for me personally, this is my favorite GPT because it was the first one, and it's good. It's like, well, fuck yeah, awesome. I have people on a weekly basis email me that either a drink recipe, a photo of a drink, or, hey, I used the Sin City Sipper for a party last night. I mean, how fucking cool is that? So we are in a different era. We're in an era where every individual that gets AI literate is going to comparatively have superpowers to those people sitting on the sidelines. That drink is gorgeous, isn't it? It's so good. Did I lose it? Oh no, here. Yeah, it's gorgeous. And you could see, like in Vegas, someone making little candy hearts to float on the thing, a little bit of edible gold glitter. That's more like a $45 cocktail, but whatever. You can make the $27 version of that, and it's probably tasty. So, yeah, I think we'll leave that up there. Come on, where are you? Lovely. Lovely. We'll have a lovely little cocktail up there. We're how you get AI literate right now. My thirst level has gone up exponentially. How you get actually, you know what, Dr. Bud, that's actually a really good segue to what I was going to talk about. How you learn this AI stuff is get thirsty. Get thirsty for it. Just okay. This I'm getting excited. Okay, your anxiety should go up now. Gird your loins for anxiety to rise. One of the things that I hear as a resistance to learning AI is the age-old, I'm not very technical. Listen, Kyle, you got a software company. You're very technical. So I'm not very technical. I don't know if you know this, but I'm a little computer illiterate, okay? Now, meanwhile, they're on TikTok, they're on Instagram, they got this going, they got that going. Like, we live in a world where we're all pretty fucking computer savvy. Like, even if you're not good with it, you're pretty fucking computer savvy. Prior to Chat GPT, if you wanted to get into machine learning and AI, you kind of had to be a nerd. You kind of had to, it helps if you went to Stanford or MIT. It helps if you've got mathematics degrees or PhDs. It helps if you're an engineer, an uber geek, someone deeply into GitHub and Hugging Face and repositories and all that sort of stuff. Discord. You live in Discord. That was before. This is now. November 30th, 2022, what shifted was Chat GPT is the on-ramp for the rest of us to start playing with these tools. And play with the tools. Play. So all you have to be right now to have massive opportunity in the next 18 months is thirsty for knowledge, curious. Get curious. Show up here. Join the AI Salon. Ask stupid questions. Because I guarantee you the question that you think is really stupid and obvious, someone else will go, I had that same question. I never thought of it like that. Yeah, what's the answer to that? Get generous. Share what you're learning. I reached out to someone on TikTok. They've been doing these really cool mid-journey videos. They were making music videos, and they're just really good. And I just reached out and I said, these are really good. Would you come to the salon and like show us how you do that? And they were like, well, I just do it on my phone. It's not that good. I'm like, no, it's fucking remarkable. And it's like that you do it on your phone is even cooler. Like, okay, how do you do that? Yeah, she goes, it's funny. People think I spend like days on these things. I'm like, awesome. Like, what is that you're doing? What did you discover? So I think as people engage with these tools, what hits them is like what they've discovered has no value because the tools are so powerful. It like feels too easy. It feels like you're cheating. I don't know. I just typed in a little prompt and then it did this thing and then I took that and then I put it over here and I did a thing and it did that and then that's it. It's pretty easy. I mean, that's all I did. I was just playing. And then you share that with people and they lose their fucking mind. Because they're like, oh shit. You did that. You put those two tools together in a way I never would have thought of. And that's the primordial soup that we're in right now, right? 5 years from now, this shit's going to be boring. Everyone's going to be like, wow, yeah, I've got my degree in generative AI and I'm a master, scripty drag and dropper, whatever the fuck the job title of the future is. It'll get boring again. But the next 3 years are just going to be fucking insane. It's going to be all creativity all the time. So the only thing you have to be is curious and adventurous. And quite frankly, just judging by, the people that show up here regularly, be willing to be surprised at what you get good at. We've got one of my favorite guys within the AI Salon. He's just a curmudgeon. He's just like he's always ready to battle. And he was a software developer for years. And he he approaches everything with logic and he's very methodical about how he thinks and he's always got the counter argument to everything and he's just a curmudgeon, right? And he started asking all these questions. When we started the AI Salon, it was originally called the AI Artist Salon. And I'll out him. His name's Roger. He's awesome. So Roger, just as a form of protest, when we started the Discord server for the AI Artist Salon, because he was a developer for 30 years, he made his Discord handle Roger Not an Artist. Which I thought was a pretty good fuck you. It was a pretty good troll, right? Like, oh, you're going to have your cute little artist community? Well, I'm the opposite of that. And then people started making things in Midjourney, and I would sort of pop up, here's a news item about Midjourney, and Roger would ask all these questions. Well, how did you prompt it? And how did you do this? And how did you do that? And people were like, I don't know, I just did it. And so I think he got fed up and frustrated, and he's like, well, I'm gonna go figure out what's the logical approach to this. And what he discovered is that by taking a logical approach to prompting, with his coding skills and his logical mind, he got really fucking good at Midjourney. And then he discovered he actually likes art. He likes being an artist. And he changed his name to Roger Becoming an Artist. And he actually just got 2 of his pieces accepted into a Boulder AI art show like a month and a half ago. And he brought them to a salon. He brought like printouts of the art that he made that he got into this art show. That's a fucking transformation. And what I'm seeing consistently in here is that people are surprising themselves with what they get good at and what they're enjoying. And like I'm hearing a lot of, I always kind of wanted to do whatever it is, but I didn't think I could do it. And now with AI, they're doing it. That's pretty fucking magical, right? And that's one of the reasons like I have hope and optimism in the face of fear and anger and misinformation and misunderstanding about AI. The reason I have that is because I witness it every night and every day in the AI Salon. I'm witnessing people discovering their own humanity and amplifying the shit out of it with AI. And it's fucking joyous. It's amazing. So how you get good with AI? Just fucking play. Love that story. Go Roger. I know. Right, Kath? Corey Sandler Pottery. I'm doing stuff I didn't know I could do. Corey Sandler's a bitchin' artist who is now an application developer. She is launching applications. She is launching GPTs that just do the coolest shit. Well, she doesn't know code. She's not a real application developer. My ass, she's not. She's got a thing that she can point you to that if you interact with it, it does magical shit. It's her intention. It's her self-expression. She is self-expressing through code that she didn't have to write because Chat GPT was there to write it for her. Because someone, Sam Altman and his merry band of open AIers, took the time to get as much information off the public internet as they could and smash that into a model and then get as much visual information as they could off the internet and smash that into a model and then put them into some magical fucking tool called Chat GPT where they introduce these things called GPTs, which are just like, I would like an app that gives people pottery glazing recipes for cone 6. The fuck is cone 6? It's temperature range. How do I know that? Corey Sandler. No, Corey Sandler's GPT taught me that. Do you hold rights on the app development? Assume anything you build in a GPT right now can be copied. But again, it's not a reason not to build it. They'll fix that shit. But yeah, you technically own the rights to it. My Sin City Sipper, there's like 7 people have just copied it wholesale, including my stupid little image. So I made a new image. My image is now blue. All my copycats still have a whiskey drink in there. Just get curious and like figure out what's the shit you enjoy. Because if you approach this learning AI stuff like an academic, I've got to learn this, I've got to learn, I think it's really frustrating right now because the tools are janky. They're janky pieces of shit. They're not secure. They're not stable. Like you'll have a GPT that is fucking brilliant. And then 3 days later, it's like, wait, now it's a piece of shit. Really? Do I have to go fix it? So if you put too much gravity into the work right now. I think it could be frustrating. That said, like I'm building some kick-ass applications for my company right now that are like they're blowing my mind. It's blowing my mind. Just get curious and build. Anyway, all right. The Roger story goes deeper. He actually involved in the community. Oh, he actually involved the community to pick his piece for the art show. I didn't know that, Sherry D. Oh, that's super cool. Oh, that's great. You're giving us the courage to believe in ourselves. So, Debbie, yes, this is. I'll tell you something. That I've been experiencing over the past year. It's hard to process, and that is with AI. I have stopped having writer's block. Like, gone. Like, not sometimes I have it, sometimes I don't. It's gone. Why? Because what is writer's block? It's insecurity. You don't believe in yourself, right? So you have an idea, and then that asshole editor shows up and goes, "That's a stupid fucking idea." And you're like, "No, but I think it's a good idea." And then the editor's like, "No, it's a really stupid idea." And then you're like, "Okay, I think I'm going to do this idea." And they're like, "Well, you're going to have to do a bunch of research or it's going to be shitty." And you're like, "Oh, I got to do research. I don't like doing research." And then that idea just fucking dies, right? Or you look at the piece of paper and that conversation's going on and you're not even aware that conversation's going on, but you're not fucking writing. What happens now is I have that idea, and before this asshole can start editing me, I go, "Hey, Chat GPT, here's a stupid idea." And Chat GPT goes, "Awesome, boss. That's a fantastic idea. Can I help you flesh that out a little bit? Would you like to see a picture of that? You want that turned into code? You want that turned into a table? You want that turned into a short story? How would you like that as a poem?" And all of a sudden, that thing that was a vapor of idea that never would have seen the light of day before is now manifested in the world within minutes. And that idea inspires the next idea. And that idea inspires the next idea. And it just keeps going. And so it does this. It's been doing this weird thing with me where my confidence has been going up and my self-loathing has been going down because I'm getting shit out of my head. I'm manifesting stuff where historically I would have let this asshole win the battle, and then I would have shamed myself for, "Well, you didn't write, but I promise I'll write tomorrow," and then you don't write tomorrow, and then 3 months later you haven't written shit. That's gone. So yeah, I mean, hopefully I'm inspiring you to believe in yourself, but I think play with these tools and you will discover you got a lot to contribute, and these tools are going to help you along the way. It's like having a fucking golden retriever as a producing partner. "Sure, boss, what else can I do for you? I'd like to turn this picture into a movie, please." "Sure, here you go. Is that good?" "No, that's really kind of bad and disturbing. Could you make it funnier?" "Sure, here you go. How's that?" "Oh, that's pretty good." Now you're a movie maker. Life's tough. It's tough when you're stupid. All right. It doesn't have to be complicated. No, I think that's it. Some people copied my manifest, a dream life GPT. I made a new image too. Yeah, exactly. Just like I did an image of, wait, where do I have it? Somewhere. It doesn't matter. Like my thought of GPTs right now is they're like the little plastic things you get when you leave Walmart and your kids want the toy in the vending machine. You put 50 cents in and you get the little plastic cup with the keychain item out of plastic, and it gives your kid joy for about 38 seconds, and then it's on the bottom of the floor of the car stepped on. Those are GPTs right now. They're just janky little toys that give people pleasure. As the infrastructure for GPT-4 moves to GPT-5, and as OpenAI gets their shit together being a consumer software company, GPTs, I think, are going to be pretty, like, amazingly powerful. Can you voice chat to GPT? Yes, you can. So here, let me do one thing. I'm going to go to Sin City Sipper. All right, so I'm on my iPad. I'm at Sin City Sipper. I'd like a champagne-based Valentine's drink. Oh.
A champagne-based cocktail. Let's add some Sin City sparkle to your glass. How about a classic with a Vegas twist, the Vegas Golden Fizz? It's elegant, effervescent, and easy to make.
The Vegas Golden Fizz. I thought she was going to go with the Vegas Golden Shower.
1.5 ounces of gin. A smooth floral gin works best. 0.75 ounce of fresh lemon
And hear that
juice.
tick, 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 tick?
0.5 ounce of honey syrup. Just mix
That-
equal parts honey and warm water.
That's it drawing
2
the
ounces
image.
of champagne or any sparkling wine
Look,
you fancy.
there's the image.
A dash of orange bitters.
So,
Garnish.
so yes, you can talk to your GPTs and they can even make images in your conversation. So, anyway, listen, people. I got to get out of here. We didn't get much playing done. I don't know what it is. The last 3 nights I've just been like a chatty Cathy. Poor Cathy. Poor Cathy's always picked on just because she likes to talk. I don't know what's been going on. I don't know. I'm in a philosophical way. I think that's part of it, you know? You get curious about these things, you get curious about these tools. And there's these ebbs and flows of like, okay, I'm going to go build some shit. And then you go build it and you look at it and you're like, what does that mean? And then you sort of float up and you're like, well, I don't know what that means. Lord, digital gods, thank you for the roses, sire. Very good, very good. I appreciate the gifts. But yeah, I think you don't even have to believe in yourself. Here's what it is more than anything. Let yourself off the hook for having to do something important with AI. I think that fucks people up. Oh, AI is going to change everything. I can't live up to that. Make something stupid. Make like a licorice designer. What's a licorice designer? I don't know. Take something you're passionate about that's frivolous and do something with that. Like, let yourself off the hook for having to be significant. Let the AI be significant because the AI is fucking profound. And I think in freeing yourself to play, to just be a kid, to just dick around with it, you'll stumble on something where you're like, oh, I know what I want to do with this now. Go to I should show let's do show and tell Chatty Kyle. I know, exactly. That's lovely. John Davis. Sharing a Suno song, very cool. Oh, that's nice. The producer. Oh, look how sweet. The next Disney princess. Love it. Very beautiful. Kelly Camp playing with Corey Sandler's Iconics. Very cool. Very cute. I think those will be on the banner tomorrow. Nice. Yeah, exactly. That's the mode I've been in lately. Maybe I should do it by the fire. Kick the missus out of the family room and just crank it out. All right. So, here's my request. I don't even know how many people are in here. There's a few people in here. Do you think it's possible to request a temporary code to Chat GPT 3.5 to let our clients test our GPTs? They can't test your GPTs unless they've got GPT-4. And I wouldn't give out, if you're saying, should you give out your password temporarily to let them play with it? Fuck no. Because they'll see everything. Showed Sin City Sipper to a colleague, asked to make a sunny January day cocktail. She copied the recipe. I'm telling you, the recipes it does are good, and the images it makes are amazing. I bartended. I know what these drinks look like and what they look like, and I there's been one or two that it's made where I'm like, that's probably not quite right, but most of them are spot on. It also picks the right glasses. It's just amazing. I made a wine bottle designer because, you live in California. That's right. How do I get to the salon? Good question. So go to thesalon.ai, and the first link will take you to the Mighty Networks page where it's Mighty Networks is just a community management software, but that's the salon. Go to the About the Salon section first. Read about the salon. Read about our values. Make sure you resonate with the values. And then if so, jump into the introduction section. There's a community section. The first link is introduce yourself. So please jump in there and introduce yourself. Oh my God, you already saw the Suno song. I'll go listen to the Suno song. Okay, so do me a favor. Follow my channel. Keep coming back here. Join the salon. Keep coming back here. Get curious. Start playing. Is AI sentient? No, I can't. I went into that deep last night. It's not, but it's likely going to have reasoning in 2024. So it's going to get more like it's sentient, but it's not right now. I'm going to get our signature drinks from your sipper for New Year's Eve this year. Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. I love it. So to my irregulars, so the people that show up here regularly, you're fucking rock stars. To the mods, you're even bigger rock stars. Thank you for supporting, making it less chaos in here for me. I really appreciate that. And for my subscribers, thank you for subscribing. It means a lot. We're unleashing artists. Unbelievable. It's true. It's true. We're unleashing artists that didn't know they were artists because they didn't think they had the skill, or they didn't think they had the talent, or they didn't think they had this. But you know what they had? They had the taste, and they had the vision. And so all of a sudden, they're now realizing, I am a fucking artist. And it's unbelievable. It's remarkable. It's exciting. All right, so let me say goodbye. We're going to do the romper room thing. Reva James, yes, vision, exactly. BT, Comp KSU, good to see you, sir. Diana, Steve-O, peace out, dude. I am an artist, says Source Camp. True, it is so true. Mr. IT, Clint Copperhead, thank you. TK, good to see you. Robert Rossi, Debbie, bye-bye. Sherry D, Be Not Afraid, Danielle, thank you as always. Silver Fox, thank you so much. Emilio's wife, very nice. Corey Sandler. All right, everybody. Dragonfly Alchemy. Good night, everybody. There's Tobias. I am an artist. I'm an artist. I am Spartacus. I am Spartacus. Exactly. Who's the artist now? I am. That's it. And by the way, art is defined very, very broadly in my book as any human self-expression. So go express and connect. JRC, good to see you. And I will see you tomorrow. Happy Monday night, TGIM. And we'll be back tomorrow. So peace out, everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you, V Dancer.